You and I are about to watch true heartbreak, caught live on cheaters' surveillance cameras. This documents the pure pain of a partner shattered by a lover's infidelity. This show is dedicated to the loyal ones and exposed for the false-hearted, hoping they finally find some decency and change their ways. Coming up on this intense episode of Cheaters, they are matching like a family.
Ashley fumes.
That's who we went to get tacos with? Let's go. I'm ready. Are you kidding me, Matthew? You're being serious? After all the things I pay for, seriously, Matthew. Raw reality television is brought to you by the private eyes at Cheaters Detective Agency. The host, Peter Pinky, steps up to welcome viewers to Cheaters. He thanks the audience for tuning in to another wild episode. Tonight, the crew meets Ashley Santos, a very sincere young woman. She's discovering the harsh gap between her man's actions and his words. Desperate to dig down into the nitty-gritty details, Ashley begged cheaters for a thorough relationship checkup. She explains that she and Matthew met younger, back when they attended high school together. They obviously stayed close, connecting through Facebook and Instagram. Whenever he would randomly reach out and hit her up on Instagram, she found it a bit corny at first, since she had known him since they were just 14. But she eventually gave him a real shot, and from that point forward. A year and a half flew by, but now she honestly has no clue what's wrong. That's exactly why she's here. About 4 months back, his entire vibe and shady demeanor completely changed overnight. It started when he had gotten pulled over driving her car. Now he goes to check in weekly. Since that traffic stop, he's been acting super weird. He flipped from being this amazing, reliable guy who was always around to suddenly acting incredibly secretive and distant all the time. Suspect, Matthew Alvarez, 29. He's a barber suspected of handing out way more than just a shave and haircut. Cheaters operatives are lying in wait outside the suspect's apartment. Let's ride along as the team finally gets a beat on suspect Matthew Alvarez. He sneaks out and makes a beeline toward an unfamiliar vehicle. Once he's inside, some unidentified woman leans right in for a very close inspection. After a brief pursuit, the sedan pulls up to a local bail bonds agent. Matthew marches straight into the office, leaving his companion behind to fend for herself. A short while later, Matt struts out and hops back into his date's car. At that point, the two call it quits and head back to his place. He hides his phone. She notes Matthew rarely stays over. Not anymore, anyway. She doesn't understand how her and Matthew could go completely backwards, especially if nothing was actually wrong and there was no shady cheating going on. The hardest part is that her kids notice Matthew isn't around anymore. It hurts because they love him. The guy had genuinely become such a huge part of their young lives, and now his visits are just random. Stick with me. Ashley claimed there were endless excuses for his constant absence. She admitted it broke her heart that her kids noticed he was no longer around like he used to be, just down the road. You and I are watching them arrive at the bondsman. The suspect and his companion exit the vehicle and stroll hand in hand right inside. Operators shadow the lovebirds, identifying the mystery companion as one Dolores Delgado. She happily supports Matthew during his bail bond agent meeting. Upon exiting the paramours embrace, passionately, clearly head over heels, and obsessed with each other. Firmly on the investigator's radar, detectives quietly follow the pair back to the suspect's home. Surveillance footage captures the lovers holding hands before vanishing inside his apartment unit. A few hours pass before investigators spot a very disheveled Dolores fleeing the scene. Ashley noted his shady behavior during those appointments. She complained that Matthew would ignore her texts and take forever to answer. His excuse was always that he was caught up talking to someone. He claimed he was just chatting with the office lady. Ashley had only accompanied him to a bail appointment a single time. They weren't there nearly as long as his usual disappearances lasted. Then out of nowhere, a guy named Craig supposedly started taking him to appointments, and suddenly, it took forever. Matthew claimed the office was always packed, or he was busy. He blamed the severe delays on whoever he was checking in with at the bond place. Catching Matthew in the act of cheating could be dangerous. She admitted she would likely go to jail for putting her hands on him. They might end up locked up together. Let's watch our detectives stake out the suspect's home again. A short time later, Dolores arrives to whisk him away. Investigators tail the cheating couple down a very familiar path. Once again, they pull up to the bail bonds office. The pair appears to make a game plan before he heads into his appointment. The suspect slides right back into the cozy confines of his companion's car. Moments later, a heroic food service worker delivers their fresh takeout. With their food safely secured, the duo exits the vehicle. The companion hops onto her trunk, and the two just continue to get cozier while they eat. Pulled in by Miss Delgado's gravity, the suspect is totally locked in, aligning with her orbit. They finally separate and head home, while detectives peel off and return to headquarters with the evidence to prepare a dossier for Ashley's ultimate enlightenment. After the break, the explosive confrontation, armed with enough ammunition to expose all of Matt's misdeeds. The investigation team lines up Ashley to shoot straight, desperate to hear the hard truth. Ashley bravely steps forward to face the dreaded music. The host checked in with a nervous Ashley. He told her that her anxiety was completely understandable. He confirmed she reached out to the investigators. The team had the information she wanted regarding all of those glaring red flags. Let's see if she is fully ready. You and I are about to watch this unfold. The team was ready to roll. Investigators parked right outside his house. The suspect comes walking out. He hops into the vehicle. He leans right over and kisses a mystery young woman. The surveillance team had absolutely no clue who she was. The chase began. They pull up to a local bail bondsman. Remember, some guy named Craig was supposed to be his ride today. They head inside. The surveillance team is pushing hard to identify exactly who this mystery woman is. As she steps out, the client drops a bomb. She knows exactly who that woman is. It was his child's mother. Out of everyone in the world, it had to be her. The same ex who had previously stepped out and completely betrayed his trust. And that is exactly who he crawls right back to. The client was shaken, but holding it together. Suddenly, his lies made perfect sense. The truth was incredibly obvious. It made perfect sense, yet it still hurt like crazy. He could have just stayed with his ex, instead of wasting his new girlfriend's precious time. Day 3 of the investigation. They park outside his home. He steps out wearing a Texas jersey, though it really should be a Yankees one. The crew notes the bad fashion choice as he strolls to the same vehicle. They arrive at the bail bonds office. Is his ex getting out this time? The car starts backing up, leaving the tracking team guessing her next move. He goes inside instead. The investigators manage to intercept a highly revealing phone call. Let's listen in. Here is the audio. Hello, hey. Hey, what's up? What are you doing? Nothing. Just hanging out. What are you up to? I'm at the bail bonds place, talking to the staff right now. Okay, you don't check your phone. I just said I was talking to the staff. Who exactly gave you a ride down there? My friend Craig. What are you doing? What time are you finally gonna be home? I'll call you whenever I leave here. And then I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go grab some tacos after this, if that's okay. You're gonna go out to eat tacos right now. I don't know. I guess just call me whenever you get back home, all right? I will. All right, I love you. Sometime later, at the restaurant, a waitress comes out and serves the couple their food. The client realized she was funding this secret taco date. How incredibly cute, right? They were matching like a happy family. That was the woman he took on a taco date. It was completely unacceptable selfish behavior. But sure, whatever. The betrayed girlfriend was literally paying for their romantic secret taco dinner. He was obviously up to no good. He could not blame the young kids. He could not pretend he was just with the kids. Stick with me here. The investigators know exactly where the cheating couple is hiding. They arrived at the bail bondsman she bankrolled. You and I are about to watch the team ambush them. They have absolutely no idea what's coming. The host confirmed the plan and they finally rolled up. The goal was simple: confront them and demand the truth from her. More importantly, she needed the real story directly from him as the confrontation van approached. She needed to walk away from this mess, knowing every single detail that mattered today. The team was outside the bail office, ready to strike. They spotted Nastya right by the door. She screamed at Matthew, asking if he was seriously joking. Her worst suspicions were playing out right here. She had paid his way, and this was his ultimate betrayal. She scolded Matthew. Let's watch this devastating conclusion. Bobby tried to identify the other woman standing right there. She instantly recognized her. It was his baby mama, plain as day. She snapped at him for standing alongside his side piece. She aggressively reminded him of everything she had financially covered. She demanded to know why he was really cheating. He nervously complained about her causing a scene right on camera. She pushed him. He told everyone to just relax. He begged for calm. She asked Matthew why he ruined absolutely everything. He frantically tried to call her baby and smooth things over. He asked why she had to start this right now. She yelled at him to seriously look in the mirror. He claimed complete ignorance immediately. He backed up and deflected the blame. He pleaded to talk, fully aware they were supposed to be together. She confronted the baby mama, but the other woman did not care one single bit. The rival claimed they had a family and dismissed her completely. It was undeniable. Accusations of cheating started flying back and forth between them. The other woman smugly bragged that this was exactly why he chose her. But the girlfriend fired back, reminding them both she was the one funding his life. The rival also claimed she paid for it, leaving everyone wondering who actually funded Matthew. Unbelievable. The baby mama mocked her, saying she looked completely foolish now. She kept screaming that she was the one who actually paid the hefty price to bail him out of jail. She insisted her cash was the only reason he stayed loyal. She fiercely defended her financial support. You and I can see both women fiercely claiming to pay. Vicious insults escalated. They kept arguing. Matthew pathetically told everyone to chill out and calm down. Let's drop right into the chaos. She demanded to know why he did this, asking why he didn't just talk to her. She scoffed at his excuses. Talking wasn't the issue. He simply could have not cheated. She pointed at the other woman, furious. After everything he promised, why humiliate everyone by dragging this out right here? She accused him of forcing this public spectacle, just so he could see his side piece. Then she exposed his lie. So this was his good buddy Craig. She mockingly introduced herself to the other woman. Matthew had never even told this new girl that he was supposed to be with his family. He claimed he was out with Craig. She looked at the other woman in pure disbelief. The side piece was totally clueless. She had absolutely no idea he was lying to her, too. Was the new girl okay with this mess? Because his main girlfriend certainly wasn't backing down. Matthew started to panic, begging to take the conversation outside. She demanded to stay right there. He desperately wanted to escape, pleading to just go somewhere private. He asked the other woman to wait in the car so he could handle his actual girlfriend. But she wasn't having it. She warned Matthew not to play games. She challenged him to tell the truth right there. Who was actually paying for him anyway? She ordered Matthew to confess everything. Was it her? Or the side piece Matthew just kept begging to talk outside? The pressure was mounting. She relentlessly pushed him to reveal exactly what was happening. She mocked his fake family story, while he frantically tried to get a word in. She demanded real answers immediately, but Matthew kept begging for a chance to explain. The side piece agreed. Matthew had absolutely no excuses left. She asked why he even needed to speak with her privately. She wanted everyone's status made clear. The side piece demanded the truth too, but Matthew desperately tried to delay the chat. Stick with me here. The girlfriend declared they were officially done, hoping he was finally satisfied. So much for talking outside. She hoped his little date was worth destroying everything before turning to the girl. Dinner was ruined. He had to step up and face the music. He kept begging them to step outside, looking completely desperate. The other woman waited, demanding his real explanation. The girlfriend sarcastically told them they could go have a private chat if they wanted. But right then, right in front of everyone watching the spectacle, she demanded he choose right then. They were in too deep, and she was entirely done playing games. She knew he would just take the girl aside and feed her exactly what she wanted to hear. Matthew tried to take control, hating that everyone was in his business, but she fired right back. He was the one who made it public and completely humiliated her, so why hold back now? Since they were already there, she decided to drag every dirty secret into the open. The girlfriend suddenly realized something. The side piece knew about her, and she absolutely wasn't leaving. The new girl threw shade, calling the main girlfriend nothing but a baby mama. She mocked her for not being a wife, while Matthew pathetically argued that none of this was her business. The girlfriend clapped back. The second he started juggling both women, it absolutely became her business. She forced an ultimatum. He had to pick someone to leave with, and it wasn't her. She removed herself completely. The side piece noted he didn't even have a choice left. What do you and I make of this? She absolutely refused to talk things out. She demanded his answer right then. Matthew desperately begged her to stay. Everyone was shouting at once about who Matthew was going to leave the scene with. His furious girlfriend didn't care anymore. She told the crew he could leave with his mistress. She warned Matthew that the other woman would eventually betray him. He cowardly asked for 5 quick minutes to explain his actions. Just 5 minutes of her time. The crew agreed to give the guilty cheater exactly 3 minutes. She stared at Matthew in disgust. She couldn't believe he was caught standing there with another woman. She was appalled. The tension here was running incredibly high. Matthew tried to flip the script, questioning why she was acting so hysterical. She demanded to know why he was manipulating both of them at once. The sarcasm was incredibly thick now. Matthew selfishly claimed he was merely looking out for his own best interests. She turned to his new girl, completely amazed she was fine with sharing him. To her, this lying man was just a total waste of time. And an ATM. The two women suddenly bickered over who was actually funding his lifestyle. She sharply pointed out that both of them were paying for this loser. They argued endlessly about whose house he returned to every single night. The other woman proudly claimed him. She foolishly thought she had won. The girlfriend fired back, mocking her for being just another notch on his belt. Let's stop and look at the real problem here, together. These women were fighting each other instead of attacking the actual lying cheater. Neither woman was willing to back down from this bitter dispute. Because with a selfish guy like Matthew, there will always be someone else. Soon enough, none of this ridiculous screaming match was going to matter anyway. The girlfriend coldly reminded him of the loyal relationship he was throwing away. She then told the mistress that she looked completely ridiculous, standing beside him. Calling them idiots, she demanded her $1,000 back from him. She fiercely wanted a refund for all those cheap hotel rooms she had financed. Matthew weakly promised to repay her eventually, but she pressed him hard, asking who funded this particular cheating session today. He dodged the money question, insisting that those details simply didn't matter at all. The angry girlfriend turned to the other woman, demanding to know who paid for tonight. She wanted an absolute guarantee that Matthew would return every single dime he took. The cornered cheater desperately swore he would pay back all the stolen cash soon. She completely brushed off his empty promises. He was just a pathetic joke. She told him he couldn't refund her wasted time, before warning his new victim. Matthew was inevitably going to repeat this exact same cruel betrayal with somebody new. The other woman seemed perfectly fine. She was clearly used to disrespect. You and I both know that finally escaping this absolute disaster is a huge victory. She knew a year and a half of her life was completely wasted. But why waste 2 or 3 whole years? She had to walk away. Did she really want to have another baby with a guy like him? Absolutely not. At the end of the day, she actually got out easy. With that explosive confrontation in the rearview mirror, Ashley is looking forward, totally refusing to dwell on what they once had. As this cheating scandal came to an end, she spoke her truth. Now let's catch up with another former guest, Justice. She appeared on this television program a while back during a massive blowout. You and I are finally going to hear the unfiltered truth about her past. Justice and Martin had been seeing each other for about 6 months in total. She originally met him while enjoying the wild Dallas nightlife. She got swept up in the city scene and lost her country charm. She really clicked with Martin. But then she saw her boyfriend Austin walk in. Surrounded by flashing television cameras, she was completely taken aback and frozen in sheer panic. In that exact moment, her entire world felt like it was crashing down. What on earth is going on here? What the hell is this? Whoa, hey. Are you seriously doing this with this guy? You really went there with this guy? You have to be kidding me. I saw the video footage myself. I watched the tape. I clearly saw the two of you together. Austin directed his absolute rage toward Martin. Just calm down. Are you actually serious? You have been doing this. Be a real man. Can I talk to you first? Justice pleaded, as Austin demanded real answers. Well, Austin reminded Justice of her past self, but she simply wasn't that person anymore. She started doing webcam work to pay rent after losing shifts at the local diner. It was easy money for her, and Martin was totally fine with it, but she knew Austin would never accept it. They both grew up very traditional. They used to attend church together almost every day. Austin was straight-laced. He would never have tolerated her explicit online lifestyle. I moved down here for you, and this is the garbage you pull? I asked you to come down here, but I didn't want to bring all this drama inside. But I had to prove it, and I did. Why couldn't you just talk to me? Talk to you about what? You never listen. We have been talking for 4 long years, man. For Justice, it wasn't just losing a boyfriend. She had lost her absolute best friend. Even before they were a romantic item, they practically grew up together. The hardest part was calling him packing up her things and finally moving out. Mutual friends said Austin moved back to his hometown after all the dust finally settled. He clearly felt he belonged there, while Justice decided her true home was right here. She stayed in the city and has firmly moved forward. She genuinely hopes for the absolute best, praying he eventually finds a loyal partner who truly makes him happy. As for Ashley Santos, you and I see she's just focusing on her kids. She is relieved to uncover Matthew's lies, severing all contact with him for good. Reached by Cheater's producers, Ashley admitted she'll never understand Matt's infidelity, but she's finally finding happiness. Matthew Alvarez claims that Ashley's smothering behavior actually awakened his true feelings for Dolores. Matt went on to tell our team he is just relieved to escape a miserable relationship. Meanwhile, Dolores Delgado shows absolutely zero regret for hurting Miss Santos. She insists Ashley never deserved her Matty Bear. Dolores confirmed Matthew officially moved into her place, and their kids are absolutely thrilled. We all know cheating's a crime, yet they think nobody's watching. Now remember, if you don't get your local programming from Goldstein's, why you and I lose money.